You know, we're stubborn little creatures that want things to go exactly how we picture them in our heads instead of just being willing to receive what the universe or God or whatever you believe in is giving and handing us on a silver platter. So many times we'll be busy looking for something, looking for love, searching for the one when someone is literally right next to you flirting and trying to get your attention. What is this silly behavior? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Why do we want things to look the way that we picture them in our heads? And how much is it really limiting us from living our potential and being fulfilled and being happy? I can tell you that personally, I experienced a massive transformation when I finally let go of trying to make things look exactly how I thought they would. See, when I first broke through as a motivational speaker, I used to envision and imagine that I'd be on a stage in front of 10,000 people, and that's how I would finally be able to deliver my message and reach people. Completely ignorant to the power of YouTube and social media, I thought that it had to be me going up on this platform, on this podium, and preaching. What actually ended up happening is I did a little collaboration with one of the motivational channels here on YouTube, and that video got, I think, almost 500,000 views or so. So a lot more than 10,000. But before that, I was stuck in my head thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get on a platform. I need to speak to a bunch of people. I need to do public speaking. I need to go on stage, and only then will I be happy. And actually, the video that went viral, my first ever motivational speech, you can look it up right now. It's called Deserve More. You can find it on YouTube. That video, I had no idea that that would happen. I had no idea I was about to receive this incredible attention and a breakthrough, and that I was going to enter the space, and now all of a sudden people would actually want to book me and reach out to me for events, and whatever I wanted was headed my way. But because I thought it would look exactly the way that I wanted it to look, I was stuck for so long. I could have done it so much sooner. And so you're very likely blocking what it is that you most want because you're trying to manipulate it to look a specific way. If you let go of that specific image of the outcome and open yourself to that there are many possibilities, many ways of getting what you want, all of a sudden abundance just streams into your life. And that's really what happened for me. Before you know it, I was having another viral video and another one. And I think that year I totaled at least a couple of million views. And that was completely unknown when I entered the space. So what really happened there was just a mental release, a mental shift where I stopped being so stubborn, so caught up in my way of thinking, so caught up in the way that I wanted things to look, and I finally really just let go. And I embraced. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to try to make it look how I want it to look. I'm just going to do my very best and aim towards this goal and just see what happens. And life just ended up working in my favor instead of me trying to work so hard for it. We always think that we have to work so hard for it, chasing that guy or that girl, when really they might come to you. And that's what actually happened to me in my relationship also. I ended up getting pursued instead of always pursuing, which is what I was used to. So you can shift your whole reality and bring great people into your life, bring great opportunities, career advancements, just general good fortune will enter your life if you can simply let go of your stubbornness and your specific view of how you think things should look. That's a tongue twister right there. And even there, just letting go, not trying to make it be perfect, just allowing life to flow in. Just relax a little bit. You don't have to be so tense. You don't have to be so caught up, just trying to get things to be the way that you want them to. You're gonna lose your mind. And that's what was happening to me. And the moment I let go, all of a sudden, magically, almost out of nowhere, things started to appear into my life. All of a sudden, I started having these great ideas. And that's what will happen when you release all this mental pressure. When you finally just let go, all of a sudden, you'll find that ideas, thoughts, opportunities stream into your life. And you'll actually notice them. Because chances are, what you want is literally approaching you. It's right there in front of you. You just can't see it because you're caught up in how you want it to look specifically. So let go and watch whatever you want. It'll start to enter your life. Thank me later. Although pessimistic people are a lot more realistic when it comes to judging their own abilities and what they might accomplish, optimistic people have way more room for growth. Seeing the glass as half full just creates this potential upside, this potential future where you could be better than you are today. So if you want to be more optimistic and less pessimistic, it's simply about removing the pessimistic aspects of your character and the sources of it in your life. Think about it. Who do you listen to? Who do you spend time with in your life that brings you down, that makes you feel negative, that makes you feel like you can't accomplish something? Well, these are the people that you need to start thinking about removing from your life. Now, I know that sounds pretty drastic and very intense and very transformational and epic, but really it's very simple. If somebody you spend time with is making you feel less about yourself, don't spend time with them. Just don't hang around them, because they're actually going to keep dragging you down. And although you might see them as your friend or somebody that you really care about because you have a long history with them, the history needs to end here. And the reason for that is when you surround yourself with pessimistic people, although they're very realistic and can give you a few notches down on your expectation and a little more of a real picture of what you might be able to do with your life, they also definitely create a huge cap off on your growth. And you have to start thinking about what you want. You have to start thinking about what you really desire, and anybody who doesn't fit into that needs to go. So think about it this way. The pessimistic people in your life, they usually have a few habits. And one of them will be to pay attention to the news, the media, keeping up with current day events. And the reason for that is obviously that you'd want to stay up to date with what's happening in the world. And it's so important to see what's going on. But the truth is, the more time you spend consuming news and, modern day media, mainstream media, the more stuffed your head is going to be of negative, bad things. And when you try to be optimistic and more positive in your life and try to accomplish a bigger goal, your head's gonna go, well, based on the information that we have been receiving over the past few years, all I really know is rape, war, and murder. How does that sound to you? Well, you're not going to be very inspired to go after your goal. You're not going to be full of joy and life and energy and just ready to take on the world. It's not gonna happen. Because all your head is filled with is this information about how everything goes bad. And I know you might say, well, I don't really identify with it. I'm just reading it objectively. Your subconscious mind doesn't know that. Your subconscious mind, all it knows is that a lot of bad things are happening in the world. And when that's what you have in the back of your head, being an optimistic person is almost impossible. Pay attention to those people around you that do watch the news, that listen to the radio all the time, that actually consume mainstream media, and look at their behavior. Look at what they talk about. Look at how they sound, how they walk, how they carry themselves. There's a certain aspect of heavy, dense energy, and you want to get rid of it. If you want to be more optimistic, it's all about lightening up. And the easiest way to do that is really to go out into nature, read a good book, meditate. These habits that disconnect you from all of the bad things going on in the world, and most importantly, connect you back to yourself. Because that's really what it's all about. To be more optimistic, we are very optimistic naturally. When we're young, we're pretty sure we can take on the world and be a superhero. But it's just about coming back to it. You don't have to try to be optimistic. All you have to do is cut out the negativity and the pessimism from your life and the people that are pessimistic from your life. And all of a sudden, guess what? You're an optimist. How can you improve your attitude? Do you have a bad attitude? Be honest with me. Really? You're good? Well, maybe you don't need this video then. Well, if you want to improve your attitude anyway, and you feel like you could just use a boost in that energy that you're carrying every day, the kind of vibe that you bring to the people around you, to the problems that you encounter, because we all have them, and generally just towards life. What's your attitude towards life? Maybe we can make it a little bit better today. The main thing that I learned is that most people see problems as problems. They see problems as something that's bad. As if problems are like these evil spirits coming after you to chase you down and make you feel horrible about your life and show you how much of a piece of you are. That's not the truth. A problem can be seen in many ways. And the key to improving your attitude is really perspective. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you are looking at will change. Perception, perspective. That's the key to a better attitude. So how do we use that? Well, instead of encountering a problem and going, oh, God damn it, why does this have to happen to me? Why? Why am I so bad? I always get it wrong. I suck. We can say, what opportunity is presenting itself in disguise? Because that's really what problems are. What's this telling me? How is this showing me ways that I can improve? What's really the underlying problem underneath the problem? Because a lot of problems aren't real problems. They're just little flares that are shooting out to distract you from the real issue that's going down deep underneath. What's that issue, you ask? Well, it might be an emotional trauma. That's usually something along the lines of what it will be. Maybe it's a scar from a previous relationship. And now you see that your current relationship isn't working. Maybe that doesn't have much to do with the current relationship. It might have a lot to do with your past experiences. Maybe a marriage that ended. Maybe just an intimate relationship that you were really invested into that just all of a sudden broke apart. Or maybe a relationship you never had because you just don't feel like you have experience and you don't know what you're doing and you're just confused and you watched your parents growing up and they were dysfunctional and now you don't know what's going on and you're just lost. So instead of saying, oh, I'm having a problem with this person and this is what's really going on? That's what I always ask myself. What's really going on here? Because it's probably not what you think. And your whole reality changes when you realize that, wait a second, it's not this thing, there's something underneath this thing that's triggering me, that's making me feel this pain. Because if you had no emotional attachment, is it really an issue? Whatever the problem is, even if it's business, even if it's logical, we are reacting with emotions. People think they deal with problems through logic. And that's usually, yes, how you eventually handle it. But initially it's emotional, the response is emotional. We get flooded with all this, I don't know what to do, what's going on, it's crazy. Instead, take a step back and look at what's really going on here. And once you have that figured out and you see the issue that's underneath, it's a lot easier to resolve. Now, how do we resolve it? Well, we ask, what can I do? Not, why me? That's the victim question. Why me? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? I'm such a good guy, I'm such a good girl, I try my best, everything, and now this, why? Why? It's not fair. It's more than fair. It's showing you how to grow. It's an opportunity. So instead ask, what can I do? What can I do to make this better? What can I do to solve this issue? What can I do that will make this better? Not, why me, why me, why me? And once you ask yourself that question, something will arise. Out of stillness, out of peace, not out of confusion, anger, and a feeling of being hurt, but rather stillness, peace, and inner tranquility, if you want to use some fancy words here. So the answer will often be along the lines of, actually, I might not need to do much at all. This will pass in and of itself. Or, okay, if I step just slightly to the right or to the left, that will make the whole problem disappear. Or, if I get to the core cause, the root, I can make this tweak and all of a sudden, it's gone. Usually something along those lines. Oh, and you know what? That will fix this problem and all this will go away all of a sudden. Getting kind of crazy here, right? All of a sudden, everything's shaking up. Your whole reality is shifting because you're realizing that, look, this one little thing, tweaked, done a little bit differently, an ever so slight adjustment can make all the difference in your life. It doesn't have to be that the world is ending if there's an issue in your relationship, or if you're not in the physical condition that you want to be in, maybe you're overweight, maybe you're too skinny, whatever. It could be that you simply make an adjustment that's very light. But of course, when the emotions kick in and you let them take over, it's, God, I'm so fat, I can never lose weight. Or, oh, she doesn't love me, or he doesn't love me, they don't care about me at all. They're just selfish. When in reality, they're experiencing pain too. They have problems too. That weight that you want to lose isn't going to go away by you saying, God, I'm so overweight. It's going to go away by you setting a goal and then working towards it every day. And the relationship isn't going to get better when you say, God, they're so selfish or self-centered, or they only care about themselves, or, oh, they have all these problems. That's not going to make anything change. So the real decision is, do you want things to get better for real, or do you want them to keep getting worse? Because a lot of people say, oh, I want this problem gone, but in reality, their ego is identified to that problem. So instead of actually solving it, they get emotionally attached, and then they can't let go of it because that problem defines who they are. Now, if you really listen to that, you'll find something very profound. It's that we don't really want our problems to go away. We think we are them. So the real key here, the real solution, is to distance yourself emotionally, finding inner peace, asking that calm question of, what can I do? And all of a sudden, all the issues, all the stress, all the bad stuff that you were experiencing is pretty much immediately disappeared, because you changed your perception, you changed your perspective, which then changes your attitude towards the problem, and in the end makes the problem go away. So that's attitude. That's how you get a great attitude, by looking at your problems differently, by changing your perspective, by realizing that you don't have to emotionally react to everything. And this is when you actually become proactive. You go from reactive to proactive. You go from, oh God, what am I going to do, to, okay, here's the next step. And now you can take calm action, resolve any issues, and actually make progress in your life. It's way too easy to get caught up waiting for things to get easy. Embrace the struggle. If life is difficult right now, if things aren't going your way, if you're finding it challenging to even get through the day, embrace that. That's the whole glory. That's the whole character building phase that we all need to go through. And so many of us try to skip that and get to the part where it's easy. Maybe right now you don't know what you want to do with your life. Maybe you're unsure about your purpose. Embrace it, work on it, put time into it. Maybe you're struggling to achieve your goal. Maybe you've been trying something for a very long time and you keep failing and failing at it, and it's getting frustrating. You know, you're about to give up, you're ready to quit. Embrace it. Embrace that it's a challenge, it's a struggle. And here's why we should all embrace it. Because without this challenge and without the struggle, the reward, whatever you get at the end, whenever you get through it, when it does get easier for you, it's not really gonna feel very rewarding if you didn't go through some tough times. In fact, for me, my depression and anxiety and being overweight and having no money and struggling in relationships, all of that made it so amazing and incredible for me when I did get those things, when I did succeed in all those areas. So having a struggle with your health makes you appreciate the life force inside of you. Struggling with finances, when you finally do get them on point and you start raking in the cash, it feels that much better. And so when you're going through that challenge, I want you to understand that it's not forever. You're not bound to this. You're not going to be stuck in this loop for the rest of your life as long as you're proactive about it and don't just sit there and complain that things are bad. Of course, work towards a solution and put all your energy and time into, building your way out of it, fighting, right? Great. But also remember that as long as you're doing those things, as long as you're putting in the work, there's going to be a time where the tides will change, it'll shift, and your life will get easier. It won't be such a struggle all the time. So if you're going through one right now, please take the time to really enjoy it, because it's there to be enjoyed. Most people think that bad things are bad and good things are good, and there's just a line right there, and if it's bad, then you shouldn't be happy about it. But here's the magic. The moment that I started enjoying my struggle, it went by way quicker. I'll give you a great analogy, or a great example where this is the case as well. If you're in school, remember those days where you're just looking at the clock, waiting for it to hit 9 or 10 or 11, whenever there's a break, or you finally, 3 p.m. for us in Norway, it used to be, finally you can get out of there, right? It goes so slow. Tick, tick, tick. And you're just sitting there like, kill me now, right? And the more you wait, and the more you look, and the more you create this tension inside you, and the longer it takes for you to get through it. However, if you can find a way to enjoy the class, and you're just there like, I'm just having a good time, whatever this math or whatever it might be. Maybe you don't enjoy it, but you find a way to make it fun for yourself. All of a sudden, it's like, we're out of here already. If you do have a class, like for me, it used to be PE, I loved playing sports, so that was fun for me. When we had that, I didn't even notice the time passing. So when you're having fun, it's way easier. Have fun in your struggle, and it'll pass by way quicker. Instead of, the dread. Every day, I gotta tense like this, get through the day. That's gonna feel exhausting. It's gonna feel like an eternity. It's like you're going through your own personal hell. Don't do that to yourself. Find the joy, find the fun, bring that sparkle back in your eye. And all of a sudden you'll find that the struggle is not such a struggle. It's actually kind of a fun journey, like climbing this mountain. You can either take each step with dread and misery, or you can do it with joy and excitement for what's ahead. Once you get up there, it'll be exciting, right? So if you're struggling, make sure you're struggling for a good purpose, of course. Make sure that there's something at the end of it that's worth it all. But most importantly, enjoy the journey. Find the fun in it. Maybe drop a comment down below what's fun about your struggle. That's a challenge, and if you manage to do that, you're a step ahead for sure. Also, drop me a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more coming up very soon. So earlier today, my microphone that actually attaches to the camera that's recording this, that's receiving the audio of this little thing right here, broke. It just kind of snapped right off. And, if this was a few years ago, I'd be very, very mad. Very, very angry because I was just about to go record, and now my equipment's broken, and and it's just not fair, and I was just gonna make a good video. Right? Of course. Isn't that how you'd react? I mean, it's expensive. Why does it break? That's not fair. I pay a lot of money for that stuff, the company, and I'm mad, and this reaction doesn't get you anywhere. What does that do? If I would have done that, I wouldn't be out here right now. See, what happened instead is I stayed totally calm, went back home, started just looking through stuff and kind of trying to figure out a solution. Just very calm, no upset or stress or none of that. Just cool with it. It's fine. Even if I don't get a video today, no big deal. Already got one. This is the second one we're shooting right now. And the reason why is because just keeping cool. And then all of a sudden, wait, there's this spare part that we had. And we kind of knew we had it, but we didn't really. And then we find it and we're like, oh my God. And then we screw the part off that was broken, that actually snapped. And now we got the new part. And here we are filming the video instead of being angry and being upset and getting mad about all these little things that happen in life. Stop being so whiny. It doesn't help you. See, I would totally encourage it if it was actually useful. If me being whiny got me somewhere, if me complaining, if me being upset over the little things that happen, and of course there are much worse things that have happened in my life that I also haven't complained about, because it's just no use. There's always stuff that's going on. And the more that you get upset and the more that you get flustered and the more energy you spend on this, the less energy you have to actually use on the things that matter. For me, one of those being making this content right here. I would have wasted all that energy on being mad, and I would have had none to go and do something that's actually valuable and fun for me. So instead of getting so bought in and invested into this thing that has gone wrong for you, And again, telling that story about how you're the victim and this always happens and why is this and it's not fair, why not just be okay? Like, whatever. It's all good. It's all right. It's all good, you know? It's fine. Whatever happens, just try it. Just try. It's okay. It's all good. And then let's try to look for solutions. That's it. Instead of worrying about what went wrong and spending your energy there, just take it out of what went wrong and put it into what can we do to make it better? What can we do? So I tried, a different microphone for my phone. That didn't work. Okay, no big deal. Let's look through, what else do we have? And just go through everything, and eventually there it was. If not, I would have ordered a new one. No big deal. No big deal at all. Of course, it would have taken some time to get it, but whatever. It happens. You can still make it work. I could have grabbed my phone and made the video that way, whatever. There's always a way. But I want you to shift into that mindset. Instead of being caught up in whining and complaining and always finding reasons to be upset. You see, that's the problem. It's where your attention is, not the thing that happens. If my attention was on finding reasons to be upset, I'd find them. I can find them right now, I promise you. I can find a bunch for you. I can make a whole list, and I'm sure you could too, about all the things that aren't fair and you don't like. We all have them. And there's a new one almost every day. Or you ignore all that. Not saying it's not there. Don't pretend. Don't be delusional. Of course, acknowledge it. But don't focus on it. Don't give it your energy. Don't give it your heart and soul. Focus that on what can I do to make it better? A little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect. What can we do to make it a little bit better? And before you know it, you fixed your microphone. Before you know it, you're out there recording a video. Before you know it, instead of complaining, you're achieving your goals. You have no idea how much time the average person spends on just being upset or feeling betrayed or feeling cheated out of something or feeling let down or feeling always like, it's no use. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't help anybody around you. Kind of makes people feel repulsed by you, by the way. I know, because I used to be one of these people and nobody liked me, right? And it's okay, like maybe you are too. Just slowly start shifting out of it. Less complaining, more gratitude. What am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful that I can even afford equipment like this, that I make enough income to be financially free, that I have passive income that is incredible. I have freedom in my life, right? Maybe you don't have all those things. Okay, well, what do you have? Do you have a place to live? That's a good start. Shift the complaining away and turn it into gratitude. Focus on solutions and actually problem solving without being flustered, without being upset, without getting your panties in a bunch, as they would say. And that way you can actually enjoy your day-to-day experience, not be upset all the time, not be a whiny little you know what, and your life will be that much better. The greatest way for you to be able to motivate yourself is to control your own self-talk. What goes on in your mind, what you tell yourself as you're working towards your goal, as you're trying to achieve something, has the greatest impact on whether or not you'll perform at the highest level or at the lowest level. It really comes down to the thoughts that you have and really what you tell yourself surrounding the situation or whatever you're trying to achieve. So if you're working out and you're trying to lose weight, or you really want to add some muscle and you're trying to get into some really top form, then it's very important that the self-talk reinforces that and doesn't drag you down. It doesn't make the activity harder for you. You see, if you tell yourself that, oh man, this is so heavy, or this is so hard, I'm so out of breath, I'm so out of shape, I feel so tired, man, I'm exhausted, how am I ever gonna keep this up? I already had enough, how am I gonna do this for a whole hour? No, I'm already tired, I don't wanna do it anymore, right? If you go into that loop right there, it's over for you. You're not gonna perform well. You're gonna get tired really quickly, and you'll never experience runner's high or any real growth in your muscles or whatever you're trying to achieve, if it's in workout. But the same goes for business, the same goes for even spirituality. In meditation or in prayer, if you give up too early, if you don't really go all the way, if you don't push yourself, it's usually because you're telling yourself, hey, this doesn't work anyway. This stuff is nonsense. It's not really that effective. It doesn't work for me. I don't really think this is going anywhere, right? Maybe you're starting your business and for 2 months you've been trying, you put up a website, you started a YouTube channel maybe, or a Facebook page, and you're just not getting traction and you're frustrated. And so you're telling yourself, oh man, it's not working anyway, no one's watching, right? You're gonna quit. That's it. You're not going anywhere with that. That doesn't work. That's not effective. If you want to get to your goal, change the way you talk to yourself. That's the biggest difference maker between someone who achieves what they're after and someone who doesn't. And if you don't tell yourself that you can do it, you've got it, it's gonna work out, don't worry, take it easy, enjoy the process, then you're in trouble. Now, I want to give you the actual tangible thoughts, the shift that happened for me when I lost over 30 kilos of fat. I used to be pretty overweight. Might drop in a picture right here somewhere so that you can see what my face looked like, let alone my body. You don't even want to see that. Okay, that's not okay with YouTube's terms and conditions. I'm going a little too far there, but even just by seeing my face, a little picture will pop up on the screen. You'll see. So I used to say to myself, man, this isn't working. God, I'll never lose weight. This is it's too hard. I can't do it. I'd be out of breath. I'm like, I can't even keep up. And then I'd give up. Then I changed that self-talk. I said, you know what? It's fine. Even if I'm struggling, it's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay. It's okay right now. Let's just keep going. Let's just try our best. Just keep going, keep trying, keep working on it. Oh man, I'm out of breath, right? Like that thing pops back in your head. You're like, no, that's fine. Of course I am. I'm overweight, That's okay, it's okay. Let's keep going. Let's just keep trying. Let's keep pushing. It's all right. I've got it. You've got it. No problem. It's gonna work. Keep trying. You're gonna get better. Next time it'll be easier. The time after even easier. The time after much easier. And then you come back the next time, it's a little easier. Oh man, look, all this progress I've made so quickly. I'm excited. Celebrating every little win, right? That's the shift that has to happen. It used to be, oh man, I'm not happy until I have 1 million views. I had 0 views, right? Then I got 1,000 views. I'm like, oh, this is great. Oh my gosh, right? Celebrating that, reinforcing that. Oh, I lost a kilogram. Oh my gosh, this is magic. How did that even work? I put in all that work and somehow I'm still surprised when I see the result. But you see, most people are so obsessed about, oh, I don't have what I want yet. Oh, I don't have what I want yet. Oh, I'm gonna stop doing the process that actually gets me there. Focus on doing the process that gets you the result, not the result. The result is great, celebrate it when you get it, but you won't really be surprised because when you put in the necessary work, the outcome that you get is natural. It's not like, oh my God, I won the lottery. It's, of course I got this. Look at how much I put in. But you need to celebrate that. That's what reinforces that positive self-talk. Whereas otherwise, the amount of work that it takes, going to the gym or going for a run every day, is not worth the immediate reward, right? The immediate reward is you being tired and exhausted and then dragging yourself to the next activity because you're so out of shape that you're just not even feeling good at all. Or in business, it's putting in all this work and maybe even investing a ton of money into promotion and marketing and seeing no result in clients or leads or whatever you're trying to achieve, or sales and of your program, whatever you're doing, right? So the immediate result always sucks and we psych ourselves out with that negative self-talk. But if you change it, you have so much more energy. Really, you're capable now of achieving and striving and continuing to push even when it gets hard. Because usually, when it's at its toughest, you're about 3 feet from gold. Keep digging, keep going in there. Don't give up. But with negative self-talk, of course you will, because you're psyching yourself out. The minute you drop that and you start with this new story, this new self-talk, this new self-encouragement, all of a sudden you're motivating yourself. You have control over your own energy levels. You're feeling good. Stop complaining. Too many people make the decision, or don't make the decision, however you want to look at it. Most of the time it's unconscious, but what they end up doing is complaining. Complaining that They don't know how to do this. They don't have the money for this. They don't have the connections or the contacts to be able to do this thing that they want to do. And of course, this is a very convenient way to not do the thing that you want to do. Complaining. Who would have thought? The way to not follow your dreams and to not actually live a happy life and to actually completely screw yourself over is to sit there and complain about how you don't have what you need and it wasn't given to you and it's just not fair and the government screws you over and everybody's not on your side and it's just all against you. It's so easy, isn't it? Or is it really that easy? I mean, it makes your life pretty hard. When you complain about everything, it makes it almost impossible to change. It makes it really difficult to grow. You're stuck. You're just kind of where you are and you can't go further because it's too much money, or you don't know how to do this, you don't have the skill, you don't know how to speak that language. You're a shy guy or a shy girl, so you can't talk to that person. Okay, well then your adventure ends there. But if you want growth, you want happiness, you want to live a fulfilling life, then it's crucial that you turn your complaints into how do I? How do I get the money so that I can do it? How do I become more confident in myself so that I can approach that person? How do I turn this experience into something that I learn from? And how do I set myself up so that I live a better life? How do I put myself into a position where other people can't screw me over? Okay? So it's going from I can't to how can I? How do I? Because the opportunity is always there. If two people were trying to start a business at the same time, and one said, I don't have the money, and the other said, how do I get the money? The person that says, how do I get the money, has already won. Without even taking any action, asking that question sets you up for success. And the moment that you accept that complaining simply isn't making you any more money, simply isn't getting you any closer to the ideal relationship, simply isn't providing you with the solution, it's very easy to drop. We keep complaining as long as we don't realize how much damage it's really doing to us. We keep complaining until we realize that, hey, so long as I complain, I can never have the thing that I actually want in my life. So long as I keep bitching and moaning and groaning on about how it's not good enough or how I don't have it, it keeps me from having it. Because I'm looking at it with this mentality of, it can never be done. It's impossible. I can never have that. And that's really what complaining is. It's voicing that internal feeling of, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not capable. And the only thing that can make that go away is to say, how can I do it? Let's figure it out. I want to go climbing. I've never done it before. Let's try it out. Let's go climb. Let's figure it out. Let's get an instructor. How do I learn it? Not, oh, well, I've never done it, so I can't go, guys. I'm sorry. How do I? How do I? If you want to, if you need it, if you desire it, all you gotta say, how do I get it?
I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss a single upload. And if you'd like to experience a real breakthrough and some massive progress in your life, sign up for coaching. It's in the bottom left of your screen right now. If you click on that, you'll go to my website and you can book a free consultation to get us started.